There's no excuses why not. Look, from what I don't get into negotiations because Vergil has Rick Morrigan, Golden Boy Promotions, who are the best at what they do, but they do tell me, they do ask me. And Boots knows that it's the biggest fight at that division. It's the biggest fight to make. But now, I'd rather fight. Unifications are more important. Not against Kelly. Even if it's a unification, it's not as big or as important. Plus, if you want to fight Kelly right now, you're taking advantage of a man that has look. There's Vergil. The only fight fair and square is against Vergil. And if Boots doesn't do it, then he doesn't want to fight Vergil. And if he doesn't want to fight Vergil, we're moving on.
Robert Garcia strongly criticizes Ennis for focusing on unification instead of facing Vergil Ortiz. He believes the team may be choosing the safer championship path rather than accepting the much more dangerous challenge Ortiz represents.
Fight, man. If they make Kelly fight, they're taking advantage of the moment, and obviously Kelly's going to agree to it because Kelly knows he's going to get a huge payday where he could lose to anybody else for a couple $100,000, and he'll get a lot of money against Boots. So he's going to take it, and they're gonna force him, not force him, but they're gonna put him in the position where he has to take it. And Boots becomes another belt, which is not, yes, I don't know.
So Vergil could take 3 belts in one night.
But then guess what? After that, he's gonna say, well, guess what? I'm so close to undisputed, so I'd rather go for undisputed against Fundora.
Eddie Hearn offers a different perspective, explaining that Ennis now has far more leverage and several championship opportunities available. Because his position has changed, Hearn believes collecting additional titles has become a more important priority than pursuing Ortiz immediately.
Not really. I mean, look, I'll be honest with you, I'm not trying to be negative about the fight. You've heard me talk about the fight for a year and how great a fight it was, and it still is. Nothing's changed in that respect. The only thing that's changed is Boots Ennis has become unified world champion, and there can be no doubt at the way that his star has risen in that process, right? So he was taking the smaller side of the piece last time. He was going to be the B side. He agreed to everything that they wanted to get that opportunity. So you imagine how he feels now he's king of the castle. And we're not looking to rub anyone's nose in it or say ha, but this has to be reflected. So what does Boots Ennis want to do now? He wants to unify. He wants to win the other belts. He wants to fight Josh Kelly and Fundora. He has absolutely no problem fighting Vergil.
Ortiz remains determined despite the uncertainty and continues making it clear that he wants the biggest fights available. He considers Ennis one of the major opponents he wants to face, but believes getting fighters to fully commit remains the biggest obstacle.
Of course, you got Jaron, Ennis, you got Fundora, you got Kelly. We want anyone that's willing to fight. We're just having problems getting fights right now. No one wants to fight, if I'm being honest. But what can I do? I can't force them to sign the contract, I guess.
Hearn makes an important distinction between wanting the Ortiz fight and making it the immediate goal. He recognizes Ortiz as one of the toughest opponents Ennis could face, but believes Ennis is currently focused on building accomplishments and collecting titles rather than simply chasing the biggest payday.
Vergil Ortiz, outstanding fighter. That for me is one of the best fights in boxing. You've only got to listen to me 6 months ago talking about that fight, pushing that fight, trying everything. That's a wonderful fight, but Vergil doesn't have anything that Boots wants other than a big fight and a good payday. He's not chasing paydays, he's chasing legacy. But there's still a lot of people that want to watch that fight.
Garcia also sees complications with the alternative route because of Josh Kelly's injury and uncertain return. He questions whether Kelly will have enough time to fully recover and complete a proper training camp before accepting such a major assignment, creating another issue for Ennis's unification plans.
That Josh Kelly got cut because the cut's pretty bad.
Yeah.
There's no way he'll be ready by November. No way. If they force him or make him believe that he'll be ready, then they're cheating him. They're cheating Josh Kelly. And Josh Kelly should not be crazy to do it or to believe it. He should know that he needs a couple months just to heal his nose, and then to start preparing for the fight. It's gonna take another 2 to 3 months. So it's pretty much impossible to think like that.
If Ennis eventually decides to return his attention toward Ortiz, Garcia has no hesitation about picking Vergil in the matchup. He considers Ortiz a serious threat with the ability to create major problems for Ennis and believes he has the tools to potentially swing the fight in his favor.
Because I believe Vergil beats him. I think Vergil hits him, Vergil knocks him out.
Not everyone believes Ortiz should automatically receive the next opportunity. Johnny Ortiz argues that Vergil may have moved down the priority list, especially with Ennis focusing on.
Now all of a sudden, Vergil's talking about, oh yeah, we want to fight this and that. No, so go. Now you gotta wait in line, stay relevant. Blame your manager or whatever went on. Blame them. And Boots, he wants to unify. All right, Josh Kelly's an easy fight. Let's make it happen. Then Fundora, that's the biggest fight. That's for all the titles. That's what he wants.
Garcia remains unconvinced that Ennis should look elsewhere, especially if other championship opportunities become difficult to arrange. From his perspective, Ortiz could become the most attractive option available, with the current circumstances gradually making the matchup easier to pursue.
Easy now. It's easy. Vergil already settled with Golden Boy. There's no other fight that needs to happen. That's the fight that needs to happen. I know Eddie and Boots had plans to unify, but I don't think Sandro Sayas is going to be available. I mean, I don't think Fundora is going to be available either. He already has another fight coming up. So the biggest fight out there is Boots versus Vergil.
Adam Booth provides an encouraging update regarding Josh Kelly's recovery, suggesting that the process could move quickly enough for Kelly to return before the end of the year. If that timeline holds, one of the major concerns surrounding a possible Ennis-Kelly fight could begin to disappear.
Fortunately, because of the surgeon Neil Scott, no, he did a fantastic job. Used little stitches and a few of them to speed up the repair and the healing process, and Josh is going to be healed in 8 weeks, which means that certainly by the end of the year, he'll be okay.
Booth also makes it clear that Kelly is interested in the biggest opportunities available and considers Ennis a realistic target. He believes Kelly has consistently shown a willingness to accept difficult challenges, making another high-level fight a natural step for his career.
And Josh wants to unify, whether that's Boots or whether that's Fundora. Now, I don't think he can be Fundora this year because I think he's doing his WBC mandatory. Boots doesn't have a fight scheduled. He's with Matchroom. He said he wants to fight Josh. Josh, if you look at his career and how very early on he was fighting top 5 ranked opponents in his 10th fight against the former world champion, where he fought Ray Robinson early in his career. Josh has always got excited about taking the fights that people think are a step too far, and this is no different. Wanting this fight goes hand in hand with Josh Kelly's attitude towards his own career.
Timothy Bradley offers an interesting perspective by suggesting Kelly could actually present a more complicated stylistic challenge for Ennis than Ortiz. Kelly's movement, speed, and reflexes could create a different tactical problem and force Ennis to work harder to establish control throughout the fight.
I think Josh Kelly's a little bit more difficult fight, believe it or not, than Vergil Ortiz. Styles make fights. Josh Kelly don't look like much, but he's quick. He got good reflexes. He got some pop on his shots. He's very deceiving. And he got legs. And he gonna move around all night, and Boots gonna have to chase. He gonna have to chase. And he gonna have to chase. And Boots don't really like to chase. You can hear it when they talking. Well, if he's standing right there in front of me, it's gonna be night. It's not gonna be a short night. They like guys that stand in front of them. Vergil Ortiz, yeah, they like guys that stand in front of them. That's what they like. But I think the fight's going to be a little bit more challenging just because of that aspect.
Despite those concerns, Bradley still gives Ennis the advantage if the fight happens. He expects Ennis to use intelligent pressure and strong ring control to gradually limit Kelly's movement, eventually creating openings that could shift the fight heavily in his favor.
I think Boots will eventually catch up with him, cut him off, hurt him with a big shot, because, Josh Kelly isn't the most... his defense, even though he's very elusive, Boots throwing combinations, something eventually gonna crack that defense. You know, especially when guys that they just like to use the head movement and be, you know, elusive and agile. You can let those punches fly, man, and something eventually is gonna get in there on the guy. And as long as Boots is pressing forward, cutting off the ring, right, prepare himself for boxers, he should have no problem beating Josh Kelly.
Greg Hackett warns Ennis that he cannot afford to attack Kelly recklessly. He expects Kelly's movement and quick reactions to play a major role, meaning Ennis may need patience and controlled pressure instead of chasing his opponent around the ring.
And, you know, with a guy like Josh Kelly, you just got to be patient. You can't be eager to get to him because, you know, he going to make sure he do whatever to get up out of there, like he did with Bachram. Gave Bachram some trouble, but Boots isn't Bachram. So, you know, it's going to be a different type of fight. But, yeah, those are the things you got to watch out for. You can't just go in there and think you're going to just punch a man in his head and he ain't going to do nothing about it. No, Josh Kelly is going to be quick on his feet. And especially fighting Boots, that's going to probably be the quickest we ever seen him. He's going to be quick on his feet. Hands going to be fast. And he's going to be trying to get in and get out. You know what I mean? So you got to be good and patient and be ready to go to that body. You know what I mean?
Hackett also believes Kelly has matured considerably after experiencing difficult moments during his professional career. Those setbacks forced him to become more disciplined and improve.
I don't think it ever really was too much hype. I think he just had to experience what being a professional was. When he fought Avanesian, he learned about the professional game that night. Motherfuckers is trying to crack you. This ain't the amateurs you slap and go. This ain't that. Motherfuckers just trying to crack you. They trying to knock you out. So I think he really realized, like, all right, that night, like, all right, I got to tighten my game up. You know what I mean? I got to really pay attention to myself and tighten my game up. And that's what he been doing. You know what I mean? No matter how great of an amateur you were, you still got to become a pro. You know what I mean? And becoming a pro is a process, like anything else.
Paulie Malignaggi still considers Ennis the clear favorite if the two eventually meet, but he refuses to completely dismiss Kelly's chances. The major question for him is whether Kelly can produce his best performance when facing elite opposition under the biggest pressure.
So I think the Ennis fight is an easy one to make. Kelly's in his 30s. Ennis is close to 30, if not 30, right? It's a chance to grab another world title for Ennis. One in unification. And listen, Kelly, for all the not having lived up to the expectation that he's done, listen, if Kelly can be as special as he was predicted to be for one night, listen, you never know what happens in that fight. Obviously, Ennis has been special every single time he's out there in fights. There's no inconsistency to Ennis, unlike Kelly. But Kelly at his best, there was a reason why there was a lot of expectation heaped on Kelly that he never lived up to. So you always wonder if that Josh Kelly can show up, and then you have a real good fight between Ennis and Kelly, you know. But I think regardless, that's the fight that you're gonna be looking to make is Jaron Ennis.
Richard Riakporhe goes even further in defending Kelly's chances, believing he has enough ability to compete with Ennis. He sees significant quality in Kelly's overall game, suggesting that choosing Kelly would not necessarily mean Ennis is avoiding the toughest available competition.